Hi, hello, hello, hi, and welcome to all our hearts and minds. Thank you again for tuning in. We're here to discuss all things that have been on our hearts and minds, the good, the bad, the concerning, or uplifting, or just straight talk. We're your hosts, Kenny, our passionate heart,
Yeah, I am.
and me, Jeanette, our mind and chronic overthinker. Let's get into it.
Yes.
Okay, so we've been having technical difficulties,
Just a little.
just a little. So we're back, and I'm gonna go through the headlines for a almost a third, second
This
and
is
a
we're
two and a
going
half
into the
times.
fourth. We're going into the fourth.
Really, realistically. So
We're
bear
going into
with
the
us,
fourth.
listeners. So I was pretty much saying, okay, Toronto, we now have a new mayor. John Tory's out because of scandal and whatever else, and Olivia Chow is in as the news. The polls, it was kind of predicted based on all the media coverage she was getting. She was,
Yes.
once the media decides that they like you, odds are in your favor.
Yeah,
And
pretty
so
much.
she came first, and then the woman that to John Tory backed, Anna Bailau, she was second. Which, wow, the
Right?
support of a previous mayor is huge because Olivia Chow got 37% of the votes, and Anna Bailau got 33. So that's to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Sanders, former police chief in Toronto, a black man, came third. Anthony Furry, and then Josh Matlow. Those are the top five. And then my girl, the black woman who's the MP for Scarborough,
Mm-hmm.
for Gilwood, I believe, Mitzi Hunter. Mitzi Hunter came six, so not bad for Mitzi Hunter. But
Not bad. It
Mitzi
would have been
Hunter,
nice if she was in the top five, but not
it would
bad.
have
I
been
can't
nice.
complain.
It would have been nice if she was in the top five because she is what I would call a career politician. She's had a lot of roles in the political world.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I think her name is very familiar, especially to us folks who live in the Scarborough area. All right. And then another black woman, a young woman who I actually wanted to call out, not in a bad way, but Chloe Brown.
Yeah.
She's younger, like when a lot of my younger friends, especially people of color, voted for her. Because she is like a millennial who was coming in to kind of wanting to shake some things up, and her social media campaign was pretty strong. I actually saw that she got on CP24, so she was able somehow to get some media attention. That's
Mm-hmm.
kind of how I heard of her, and then a lot of like I said, my younger friends kind of were posting her on their Instagram. But she said something very interesting about the legacy of media, and all the older politicians have connections with the media, and that's one of the reasons why they got a lot of exposure. And as somebody who studied the media before, I could kind of see how that works. It's like if you're a politician who gave time to an up and coming journalist, and now that journalist or those publications are going to look upon you favorably, So
Yeah.
there's a kind of you shake my hand, I shake yours.
Yeah.
Regardless, Olivia Chow does have a strong background in city politics. That doesn't take away from her experience. Just saying that there's some things that were in her favor. So and considering that Chloe Brown was somebody I never heard of until this vote, she got 18,000.
Wow. Okay,
That's
girl.
not bad. And then I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom because remember there was 102 candidates.
102. And we only
So
really know about 10
the
or
person who
so.
got the lowest votes was a person by the name of Daniel Ermia with 27 votes. And then I'm sorry, I have to look up. There's an Asian man by the name of Gong who had his flyers were everywhere. He was getting media because he went off with the flyers and the posters. So I want to see how much did Gong get
Mm-hmm.
because he spent oh Lord have mercy. Gong got over just under 3,000 votes.
Well,
Under 3,000 votes.
well, you know,
Yeah. Well, we didn't know you until you started posting up the posters everywhere, Gong. I mean, I know you're a guy named Gong, but what are you doing?
right?
What are you doing for the city? The media, television media, plays a big role. That's all I could definitely say after
Yep.
looking at this. Anyway, so that's our new mayor. So we'll
Yes,
see.
congratulations, Miss Chow.
Congratulations! Of course, she's the first Asian woman mayor, probably Asian person, regardless
Mm-hmm.
of gender. So it'd be interesting. So it'll be interesting to see what a person of color
Mm-hmm.
what nuances they'll bring to the city. So we'll see what happens there. All right. So next,
And please bring something other than taxes, Miss Chow.
Yeah, we don't
Please
want.
and thanks.
One thing we know, there's going to be taxes, but what else?
Right? What else can you bring, please, ma'am? Mm-hmm. I
All
hope
right.
she does good things, but she has big shoes to fill.
Yes,
I'll
she
be
does.
honest. She has big shoes to fill. So hopefully she'll do well.
Yeah, and so we'll go into the next thing is, oh, my boy, Jonathan Majors. And so there has been a breakthrough in his case
Mm-hmm.
that I
Break it
saw
through. Yes.
over the weekend. And I want to remain like when we were talking about this, I really, what's the word to say? I don't want to play sides because, on one hand, it's like if he did something, it sounded really bad based on the injuries that she had.
Mm-hmm.
The thing, but I also am like, how can this guy be around so long and then this is when all these type of things are coming up, you know?
Right?
On the earlier late in the week, I saw Twitter was a buzz. He was trending on Twitter again. I was like, what's going on? And so in the turn of events, he had done a counter charge. He has filed a counter charge against his ex girlfriend, who, which started this whole domestic violence case, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so he said that, he went to the police with some evidence. So what he has was there is a claim from the taxi driver, a witness account from the taxi driver. There is somebody who had to open the door for Jonathan Majors while he was locked out. His girlfriend locked him out. So the superintendent. There's also, I think, some video from, I don't know if it's police cam video or whatever, but there's some type of video evidence against her. I think it was when she was at the club and she was just partying after the incident. She was like clubbing,
Huh.
right?
Yeah.
Um, and I think those are the two major things. But essentially, people are going to come out, and the story will be that she was um, obviously just going off,
Right?
and he had to
Crazy ass effort.
and when
Mm-hmm.
you have we've seen incidences when there's a domestic situation and the woman is going off and the guy just kind of has to hold the woman at bay. As much as the
Yeah.
woman is smaller, still somebody coming at you crazy. Certain things happen, right?
Yeah.
Not that he should do anything, but obviously he needs to like not only protect himself but protect her from hurting herself, because it seems, based on what I'm hearing and seeing, is that yeah, they're putting a case against her, and it's very strongly looking like she might get arrested because of the claim. Obviously it will come across
And
as a
you know
false
what?
claim.
That's good and everything, but can we get off first, Jonathan? Like, use the evidence that you have to get yourself off and then
Mhm.
sue the pants off of this girl.
Yeah,
So,
because I found the headlines kind of misleading, because that's why I actually went and read the case, because they're like, oh, in a twist of events, Jonathan Major's girlfriend is going to get arrested, and that doesn't, just because she's getting arrested doesn't mean the charges are going to be dropped against him. I think
thank
everybody,
you. That's what
I,
I'm saying. Worry about
which is a
self
good point.
first.
Mm-hmm.
Use this evidence that you have to get yourself off.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as you get yourself off and you have that in writing, guess what? We're going to go right back to the precinct and tell them, I'm charging her for assault. I'm charging
Yes.
her. And one thing I will say about this situation is I have been like you, trying not to, I don't, because he's supposed to be a really good actor and he's a cutie patootie. You know what I
I love
mean?
him. Yeah, he's very
And I've
humble.
really been trying to hold out, but it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't looking good. I'll
He
be
wasn't
honest.
looking good, boy.
It wasn't, but this evidence, whoever lawyer he had or has, they dug up evidence from all sorts of the place, because guess what? They're going to the taxi cab people, they're going to the superintendent, they're finding anywhere, anyhow, that this girl was in the wrong. And she was in the wrong. I just suggest to all women out there, don't think that you can fight a man.
Yeah, but it sounded
That's
like.
just a reality. We
Mhm.
can call it what we will, but at the end of the day, they are naturally stronger than us. So you can have all the techniques, you can learn all the things out there that you need to learn. Men are just naturally stronger than us. So I just find it very funny how you're coming at him and now you want to play victim. So, I don't like those type of women. Those type of women you have to be very careful with. And I hope you learn something from this, Jonathan. Please
Yeah, so
learn something from this.
there is two other factors I think we need to consider here is that there was another piece of evidence that's coming out against the situation with her is that she was obviously not in her right mind, whether it's drugs, whether it's mental breakdown. The girl was off her rockers like on the accounts that I'm hearing. Like I don't know what she was on, or it's
Yeah.
emotional breakdown. You don't know yourself and you do stupid stuff like that, like fight a big old hulking man. And the other second thing that I missed in the charges that are coming up, things that are coming to light that might be in his favor, but it's not at the end of the swan song. Police, there's like recording of the police talking to his girlfriend. And I mean, depending how you look at it, I haven't heard it, hasn't been released, but basically what media are saying, that it kind of sounds like, when you're semi kind of coercing person.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
leading. They're
leading
leading.
questions.
They're
Yes,
leading
yes,
her to answer in a particular fashion. So
yes.
yeah, but I know people are gonna say, "Oh, it's not a race thing, Kim." Oh, but it
Oh,
is.
but it kind of is though.
It is. It's a whole race thing because guess what? If Shanika had called, the police wouldn't be coercing nothing. They wouldn't be leading questions. They wouldn't be
Nope.
doing nothing. Both y'all would be in the precinct. You understand?
Mm.
So let's just call a spade a spade. And here is another privileged white woman who thinks that she can get away with whatever's happening. Does that negate that there could have been something
Yes.
happening?
No.
There might have well been.
Yeah.
Okay. But here's that entitlement to think that you can go and fight a big old strapping man. Really? Okay, well, you're going to get charged. But Jonathan, focus on self right now. Get yourself out of this position. You have a whole career ahead of you. Let's just, once you're out of that position, you can charge her, do whatever you want with that. But right now, we need to focus on your freedom. That's what
What
we
do you,
need to do.
Kim? What do you think of the whole like Megan Good going to court with it?
Girl,
Did we talk about this already? I
we
can't remember.
haven't, but Megan Good, I love her as an actress.
Hmm.
But I feel like there's two things happening. One, she's trying to erase this preacher's wife,
Yeah.
image that she had put out there. Right? She's trying to erase it. She wants to downplay it. She wants to get back into the Megan Good before that.
Okay.
And two, I think she was on the DL with this man.
Oh yes, that's the next thing I forgot to mention. Yeah, so I brought up her name, so that's another thing that's coming out. Like she might have been the other woman, air quotes, that started off the because they're saying he got a text message and that's what started his
The
girlfriend
whole
getting upset.
fiasco.
The fiasco, regardless though, his bad behavior, cheating allegations, and it's all doesn't warrant all of that.
All
So
of this came up from a text. Like,
yeah,
wow.
and the thing that I heard, like with Megan Good, because maybe this is a reason, because I was like, why is she going to court? She is on his arm piece. This is a real PR stunt, right?
There's
But
a
then,
big PR payout, let me tell
yeah,
you.
that's the way I was looking at it until it came out that she might have been the girl that he was texting. So then that kind of hints that they can then kind of been talking on the low for a little bit. It wasn't just a relationship that just started.
Well,
Um,
this is why, listen, my father always told me, unless you're married, you're single.
whoa, whoa,
That's what my daddy always told me. Unless you are married, you are
mm,
single.
mm.
So I'm sorry, girlfriend. That does not allow you, because he decides to talk to another woman, doesn't allow you to put hands on him, period. So, we always advocate for women and domestic violence, but there are men that receive the same. And because he might have been stepping out on you, you walk away, girl. You don't put hands on this big. Have you seen what this man looks like? Did
Oh,
you
I
did you look
know.
at
I
him?
know.
Like,
Okay, listen. Let me tell you, I know.
okay, this man is big old strapping man, and you want to come step to him like that over a woman? Come on, girl, have some more self-esteem, some more pride. But here's the entitlement again. You feel entitled to him where he should not be talking to any other woman, and maybe that might be. However, if he does, we don't put hands on. Like, come on, girl. I don't understand it. Megan Good, listen. If this is a PR stunt, it have to end soon. You understand? Because your name is going down and around in the dirt, in the mud. You understand? And when I saw how I said to myself, she has something to do with this. Because I don't know
Yeah, because where did she come from?
and why are you holding on so tight, girl? You're at every court appearance. You're right row and center, holding hand and everything coming out of the courthouse. Okay,
Yeah. Where
I'm
did she
like,
come
girl,
from?
okay. Like, is he your baby daddy or something? Like, what's real? What's really going on here? Like, I don't understand. And a lot of people, like myself, are saying, Megan, this might not be it.
No.
This might not be it, girl.
Yeah, but if it's
Yeah.
your man, if it's been your man, okay, girl, fine. I don't know. All right, so oh boy, it's a mess, but I really hope the allegations aren't true, Jonathan. That's all I can hope. I don't know what happened, but it seems like you have a lot of evidence, and so if that evidence is real, then you should see justice. And so, one thing I'm happy though, I think I said this already, that Disney hasn't turned their back on him yet, and
Right?
I appreciate that. Yeah. So we will move on from Mr. Majors. Hope for the it comes out in his favor and that he didn't do the things that he's been accused of.
Or it's not as bad as they're trying to portray.
Well, I just sent you a video, and that was just you said about your saying from your dad. If you're not married,
You
then
single.
you're single, and so I just sent the video that was really big on all the little social sites.
Yes, I seen it.
You seen it,
I seen it.
and it's the baby mother who slept with the brother. I mean, we don't have time to talk about it, but that's just I'm sure it's but everybody knows about it. It's like, and her speaking point. One thing I could give her, like, yes, some people are the natural emotion is to be like, what? But if you really get rational about it, that's not your woman.
Thank you. And she said it quite clearly.
She said it. What I liked
I
this
loved
young
the way
lady.
she
I
put
loved
it.
her delivery. She was like, "Listen, I don't know what to tell you. You're not married. We're not married. We're not together. You're not my baby father. And
It's so
so it
hilarious.
is what because it's like when a woman is fed up, and he was trying to embarrass her. I mean,
Exactly.
he
But
tried to
he came
shame her.
off the loser in the
He came off
situation.
very bitch like.
Okay, he did. And I
So
just quickly on that video,
yeah.
what I liked particularly is that she put him in check. Like, you're not going to come over here and run nothing over here. You're not running nothing over here. Because guess what? I'm not your woman. Yeah, we have a child together, but I'm not your woman. So let's just put that in perspective. Okay. Is it grimy that she talked to the brother? Yeah, it's a little grimy.
Yeah.
Come out of the family circle. Like, come out of the family circle. However, she's right.
Yeah, it's simple as that. Okay, so we'll move on to our next topic that we had on the agenda, which was we didn't get a chance to talk about this last week, but I really wanted to touch on it, which was the incident with YK Osiris throwing his tongue down Sukihana's mouth.
Oh God, it was so
during
gross.
a live media event, and like the subsequent there's just a lot of noise around it, and as well, one thing I could say that's interesting, I wonder if this was like somebody else or like another rapper, like because YK Osiris is a very young up and coming rapper who's kind of like not serious, like he's always kind of like a joker online and stuff, right? But I wonder, what if the man that violated Sukihana like that, which I would say was a violation,
Yes, it was.
was like a more respected, like, I don't know, rapper, let's say. Do you think that everybody would jump to shame, like, let's say for example, who's an example? Let's say if it was Diddy. Do you think that people would react the same to Diddy as they did to Sukihana? Because it's so funny. There's like a mixed messaging when it comes to protect Black women, right?
Yeah, I know.
We're gonna talk about that in another story. So I was like, yeah, he was wrong. That was really gross. Like, I'm like, maybe he's definitely had to be under the influence to be doing that nonsense. But
well, what I found was the most nasty in the situation was that everybody in the damn room just sat there. That was the part that had
he came back again. Like, the first time I could get it, he caught her off guard, caught everybody off guard with that nonsense. But the fact that he came back and tried to reach for her, I was like, the guys should be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. They could see that he's drunk or something. Like, to me, he did look like he was not sober minded. It doesn't
He
give
was
him,
probably inebriated. That's
yeah.
fine. But you're
Mhm,
telling me there was at least there was one guy sitting beside Sukihana, and then there was Sukihana, there was two guys sitting beside her, and then him. So that was at least four mans them, and
mhm,
there were other people that were in the actual room.
mhm,
Because when he went back again after he was finished, he was like chalking it up with a dude, like he was laughing it up, like
mhm,
nah,
mhm.
fam.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That was the part that got me the most disgusted, because it's one thing that he assaulted her, because that's what it is.
Mhm.
Yep. He physically assaulted her, okay? But that everybody stood by and
Yeah,
watched it
oh, it's
happen and
nasty.
kikied it up, like
Yeah.
as though, like, I felt like, are you serious?
Black men, you're taking an L. I'm sorry. You're not looking.
They've
I'm
been
sorry.
on the L train.
Oh,
They've been on the L
on the
train.
L train.
Okay? Been on the L train. Because, like I said, all those mans them in that room were black.
Yeah, I didn't. I was disappointed. I was really
There was not one
disappointed.
white person that
And
I
so
saw.
the following backlash is what really made me even know this happened. Knew that this had happened. In that, so first of all, like I said, I was surprised that online really came for YK Osiris, which I think he deserved it. But I didn't. I wonder if that was somebody like Diddy. I don't know. I don't know.
They wouldn't have said boo to Diddy.
Yeah, right. I think it's because this guy is kind of known as like a clown that people felt comfortable to kind of go after him. And then remember, he's very young. I don't even know if he's like. Let me see how old YK
I
Osiris.
think he's like 21, 22,
Yeah,
if I'm
something
correct.
still very in that.
He's a
Yeah.
he's a youth. He's a little boy, and he acted like one too.
Hmm.
And see, the difference with Diddy is he has more to lose. So if Diddy is gonna do this type of behavior, he's doing it behind cameras, behind
Yeah,
doors.
he's not gonna do that. Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
but
much.
well, we all know Diddy.
Yeah,
Diddy. I don't know about
yeah,
Diddy. Sometime I don't
yeah, yeah.
know. He has some
Yeah.
secrets. He
Mm.
has some secrets, but Diddy, at least he would have enough respect for himself to
Mm.
say, we ain't doing this in front of no camera. You crazy?
Mm.
Listen, I have an empire. Okay. I'm not trying to mess it up. This guy just got rich the other day. He just got a little change the other day. And you can tell his arrogance has gotten to him. But one thing I wanted to mention about this whole situation that I think is important is what has happened after.
Yes, yes, yes.
Now, Sukihana, she, was embarrassed and everything. So she come off the big social media, cancel everything, boom, boom. Then she came back on again. Then she went to the BET Awards, and you see her sitting on Osiris's lap. Now, you're saying the wrong thing. You're sending the wrong message. The wrong message that you're sending is for all, like I said, all those people that were in the room that didn't do nothing. Right. You're sending a message to other people like them that they shouldn't do anything, because look what how it results. You and Osiris are a-okay. So, this whole I didn't like this situation at all. Osiris, sorry. I really feel like you need to grow up a little bit. You need to grow up and maybe get a PR trainer, because that was like PR suicide. Like, I don't know why you would think that was
Yeah, and
okay.
he's been struggling. He's been struggling in the social media. Like I told you, it really doesn't take this guy serious. Like he's been having a hard time in terms of like capitalizing off of his initial release. Well, that got the stuff that got him famous. But I think what was interesting is that, so I think Sukihana just wants us to go away, and I feel like that was a PR stunt. That photo of her at the BET Awards was like a PR
Mm-hmm.
stunt to be like, okay, we're good, like everybody can shut up about it now. Because the thing is, when you're a victim, like she came out and said, yeah, I don't know, I was shocked, I didn't know what to say. So you kind of just go with it, and we know as women, that's always our defense. It's like,
Exactly.
especially with men, like even if a man is hollering at you and you're like, what the like, you have to not be like, you can't. Most women are like, you're not going to be like fuck off. At least black women are
No.
like, we're going to be, you have to tread lightly, because we know there are some men out there, when you reject them,
They don't do well with rejection.
The
Yeah.
behavior is very unpredictable. Okay, like
Exactly.
it
Very
could
unpredictable.
it could spell a lot of danger for a woman to just even if it comes down to ignoring a man that's trying to talk to you on the street or something like that or make advances, right? So
Hmm.
most women will just be like, "Mhm," like you do a little chuckle and
No,
try
I got a man. Thank you.
and duck and just
Yeah.
duck out of the situation the best and
Right? Quick,
as
fast,
easy
and
as
in a hurry.
possible,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And so she said there was two incidences where that were video were recorded online that we saw where it was one when she was doing Candy's show and Candy's co-host was talking about wanting to eat her booty out, eat her out. Like just
See,
like
like all
brought
this
like he just
nasty
jumped
shit,
right
huh?
into it. And
I
then
don't
the second
understand.
is this one with YK Osiris, and I'm sure there's might be other incidences, but these are the ones that are being talked about. And a lot of the purists were like, well, her brand, at the end of the day, her brand is very overtly sexual. She's a rapper, she's on reality TV. I think she's done some OnlyFans stuff too. So it's kind of like because she's a sex worker, adult entertainer, sometimes people feel even more at liberty because that is kind of like your brand, right? And I think it goes without saying, as people who have sense, we know that's not the case, right?
Hmm.
But you know how online is and how everybody has their opinion, and it was actually
Hmm.
kind of scary because pretty much, like people were like, "Yeah, pretty much she deserves this." One thing to say, "Oh, well, it happened because of this," trying to rationalize it. It's another thing to say she deserves it. Like that was the sick part.
No, she
Um,
doesn't deserve it at all. And I don't ever agree with a woman ever being sexually assaulted that it's her fault. I
yeah.
don't. I will say this though, be careful with the image that you put into the world because people will see you in that image.
Hmm.
So if you're going to go out here and you're going to portray yourself in the image of a sex worker, and the thing with Sukihana that really puzzles me is that this girl is an educated Black woman. Okay. She's gone to college. She has good sense about her. And she's actually made a brand out of pretty much nothing. So she's intelligent enough to understand that if you this is how you portray yourself to the world, don't be surprised when that's how they view you. Don't be surprised. Whether it's right, wrong, or in between, don't be surprised. This is the image that you are portraying to the world. So that's how they're going to see you. And with men specifically, if you show them and your talk is, she got a good game. She has a
Mhm.
wicked game and her tongue is slick and she can come back at any man's them.
Yes,
But when you're
yes.
talking about buttholes and
Yeah,
licking
that will throw
buttholes,
people off guard. You're like, I thought we were here to talk about like music and
right?
stuff. Why are we talking about
Right.
booty
Yeah.
holes?
So then somebody's gonna say, "Oh, she's good with buttholes and licking buttholes. So how about you lick my butthole?" Like, I'm just saying that some people take your words literally. Some people do, and you have to be careful with the words that you're putting out there. Not even so much the images, but it's the talk, it's the verbiage. You're allowing people to think that you're about that life and that you're going to do all of what you're saying you're going to do. And some people will actually challenge that and they'll believe you. You know, some people don't have discernment.
Mm,
So I'm just saying, Sukihana, maybe going forward, if you're really embarrassed about this situation with, YK Osiris, that you might think twice about the verbiage that you use.
yeah.
Stop talking about people's buttholes, bro. Like I'm done with the butthole talk, B. Like
Yeah.
I really am. You spew a lot of shit, and then you expect people to call it sugar. Like I don't get it. But anyways, either way, all of this situation was wrong. All these Black men that sat around and watched it was the scariest part of this whole situation for me because a woman in a space like that can't feel safe around all these brothers. Really? That's sad.
Mm,
That's sad. Regardless of what she says, she's still a woman. She's still somebody's child. She's still somebody's mother. She's still somebody's daughter. She's still somebody's auntie. So I don't know. I don't know how they all sat there and watched it and chuckled it up in front of her face. Like that was the part that killed me. I'm sure Sukihana is kind of familiar with men trying to make these advances. I don't think she's not familiar with men who are like this guy who would do it publicly in an interview. Like, what
Yeah.
are we doing?
And it was, I think there's one thing, I hate to say it, but abuses should be abused. But there's a verbal, which was a one incident that I was talking about where he was like
Yeah.
trying to talk about eating her out. And the other one where it's like, you literally come and touch me and like put your tongue in my mouth. That was like, I hate to say it, but like, and it was captured on camera, no shame. Like,
None,
why
no shame at all. So
YK.
disgusting.
Now, there's nobody talked about the other guy, but the other guy came up after YK and Osiris went way past the boundaries. But I'm just happy that Twitter did kind of defend her, did kind of come to defend her when they saw that come out. So
Hmm.
at least, there's somebody on her side and like he's speaking up. But I honestly think that those guys besides Suki should have been like the first time he got caught off guard. The second time you like should have been. I heard should have at least heard a whoa 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 something.
Right? Like, okay, fam, okay, okay,
But I
okay.
needed
Like,
to hear something like that to
dumb.
really feel like that they
All
had
I
her
heard
back.
was kikiing. That's all I heard.
Pure keying. Oh, looks disgusting.
Disgusting.
Okay, so we're gonna go. We only have 4 minutes left on this session, and I think what we're gonna talk about will probably take a little bit more than that. So I think we want to
Yes.
stop here, and we will get into the next session. So okay, so the next story is about the woman in Chicago, Carlisha Hood, who her and her son were recently released. I didn't know about this incident until she was released from jail. So the incident was recorded, and pretty much her son, or she may have instructed her son, or he took his own initiative and shot a man in a restaurant, and they were arrested. However, video was released showing that the man that was shot punched Carlisha Hood 2 times with a lot of
Three
force.
times, actually. Three
Three
times.
times, 3 times. I just recalled the two, but
In the
regard
corner. In a
in the
corner.
corner.
Backed up in a
Regardless,
corner.
the
Hmm.
video is showing a grown man, big ass man, punching this woman with all the strength that he has, and it's pretty sad. And so that's what prompted that video might have evidence prompted the state of Chicago or the city of Chicago to release them. She has since now decided to sue the city. I don't know. And obviously that's traumatizing for her young son. I don't remember in the story, the story is saying that she didn't tell her son to shoot the man. I don't know if the boy had it or if
No,
he
she
went.
didn't, actually.
Yeah.
And in the recording, you can hear her say to her son, go back to the car.
Okay, just to sit down. Okay.
To go back to the car, but he didn't listen, which thank God he didn't,
Hmm.
because this grown ass man who thinks, I don't know, hitting women is like a
Yeah,
hobby. I
he's
don't know.
definitely a
He's
previous
like,
woman
to
hitter.
me, any man that put his hands on a woman like that, you ain't shit to me. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you have or how much money you got. You ain't shit. You beat this woman like she was a grown ass man. You did. And so it was sad to see, but her son did. I'm sorry, her son did the right thing.
Yeah.
You protect your mama.
You
That's
know the
what you
saying
do.
that saying they have, fuck around and find out.
Da, da, da. Okay. And you done found out today.
Luckily enough, thankfully, she's been released and her son has been released and the charges dropped. I hope that she, I think there's some celebrities, I can't remember who have offered to pay for her son's
Nicki Minaj.
her son's college. And so that's some support he's getting there. And I also hope somebody helps with like the whole therapy after, like,
Yep.
at the end of the day, this is a little boy, this is a kid, he's 14, and you're definitely going to be messed up for taking somebody's life, whether they deserved it or not, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so I hope there's some support there helping him get some therapy and stuff to deal with that trauma. And the thing that I was kind of worried about is a good thing and a bad thing, but Carlisha Hood, the woman, recently was in the press as well, saying that she wants to sue the city of the city police or the
Mm-hmm.
city of Chicago. And while she probably does have just cause, because my understanding of the incident is that police showed up and didn't ask any questions. Like, people said that her son shot him and accused her of telling his son to shoot him, and that they were promptly arrested without due diligence. So that's wrong. Because many times we just talked about the case where the woman in Florida shot shot the black woman who was defending her kids, through the
Mm-hmm.
door. So she shot that woman through the door. It took at least a couple of days before police even decided to come and arrest her. Right? First of all,
Mm-hmm.
and second of all, from what I know, the update on that story is she's not going to be charged. So I think for this incidence of the comparison here is that the police were not in a hurry to arrest this woman because she was using the self defense story.
Mm-hmm.
Bullshit or not, that's what she used, and that bought her some time.
Mm-hmm.
However, Felicia Hood and her son arrested on the spot. And
Well, another thing that was very puzzling about that with the police officers is that they went and talked to the girlfriend of the guy that was shot. So, of course, she's going to be on a bias. And as a police officer, you're not supposed to take one person's word for it. You're supposed to investigate. That's the whole, like, that's a good portion of what their jobs.
Yeah.
That's their job, is to investigate what happened and to try to recreate what they think could have occurred. With this situation, there's a few things that hit home. One, Black women are never protected. That was loud and clear.
Yeah.
First. Second, it was a Black man that attacked her. And other people that were there were also Black and were men and did nothing. The only person that actually did something in disrespect, I'm glad that this woman pulled out her phone and took a full video of what really happened, because that's what saved this woman and her son from doing some serious jail time, one or two having to go through the court system and spend money that they ain't got.
Yeah.
So I was happy that, you know, someone did record what actually happened and wasn't afraid to come forth. I want to say that because we need to put in context where this is. This is AKA Chirac. Yeah, this is in Chicago. Okay, now Chicago is known. It's known for its murder, its crime, gun violence all over the place. It's called Chirac for a reason.
It's a state. It's an open carry state. You can carry a gun
anywhere you want to go. You know what I mean? And so I want to put that in perspective, because where they are is in the roughest parts of Chicago. Okay, so this is a regular occurrence. This happens all the time. So with the police officers, that's exactly how they treated it. That this is just another day in Chicago. Okay,
yeah, but you know what?
They didn't do a very good investigation at all. They took biased opinions and called it fact. They arrested this woman without actually finding out what actually occurred. She was not innocent and proven guilty. She was guilty and proven innocent. Okay. And lastly, this young man is going to be traumatized by this situation, and nobody seemed in the judicial system there, nobody seemed to care. What bothered me specifically, because I look at things from a legal aspect. When she was charged and she was sitting in jail, the district attorney office decided to go make a publicity run about this whole situation. I forget the name of the actual attorney, but she went and publicized that this woman was in the wrong, and that she told her son to go and kill this man. What you did was you put a death wish on both this mother and son. These people are innocent, and the media spun it where they weren't. Okay. Now, the wrong people watching the media, like other people a part of Chicago in the same area who know this man, okay, are going to come for revenge. So, yes, I believe that she should sue the pants off the damn city. Okay, she should. Now that she's off and she they cannot turn around and charge her for the same thing. They just can't. Double jeopardy. They'll have to try to find something else to charge her with.
Yes, that was my worry for her in going after the state. I think she's well.
But the state put her in harm's way. Her and her son.
Yeah.
So once you cut her loose, you and her and her son are cut loose now, and they have to go home. Really? And you don't think there's gonna be a mob of people who support this man, okay, at her doorstep? She needs to come up out of Chicago ASAP and in a hurry.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know?
She needs to leave that. She needs to go wherever the hell she can and be on the DL, because the state put her and her son at risk. Before they had actual fact, they were giving publicity. Okay. They were having publicity run an interview about this whole situation. What they should have done was what you're supposed to do is investigate first, charge second, report last. That's what you're supposed to do. But unfortunately, they didn't. And now they've put both her and her son, in harm's way. And what I wanted to say about this man, what's his name? Sorry, I forgot this man's name.
The guy who got shot?
Yeah.
Jeremy Brown.
So with Jeremy Brown, this is not new to him. He's been thumping down women regular.
I could not believe it. It's one thing that he hit her, but he hit her multiple times and he put his whole body into those punches. I was like, damn.
She was up against a wall.
Wow.
What was she gonna do?
This man hits women on a regular.
This is what he does. He has several, not one, not two, but 3 baby mothers. Okay. Yes. Just had a set of twins. Okay. So you have these baby mothers now, and for some particular reason, after all of this is, kind of the dust has settled a little, she's gone on different, social media sites talking about how everybody is making her famous because of her baby father. She had a nerve to make a t-shirt of her baby father on it and called him the Knockout King. That's what she called him, the Knockout King. Ooh. This is a woman who has had a child with this man.
Yeah.
Therefore, she herself has probably got knocked out from time to time.
For her to go to the media with that, yeah.
She went on big social media in the big old dirty shirt with the man face on it, calling him Knockout King.
Wow.
We really have to examine that. She thinks that it's okay for him to not know this woman. She's a perfect stranger.
So she was glorifying that?
She sure was. Whoa. And not only did she have on this shirt, but she's popping it, dropping it like it's hot, doing all sorts of things, dancing up. Yeah.
Some hood rat shit.
It's real ratchet. Okay, this is the ratchetest you could find. And this is why I wanted to specify the area. Okay, this is the ghetto. Period, point blank.
Point blank.
Okay? And you can see that by the behavior of the people in it. This woman, whose baby father just got shot and killed, is glorifying the fact that he beats women. She has a child for this man.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. So that's why I don't feel bad. Like, honestly, I don't feel bad at all. And there was some men trying to be like, just because, no, sorry. Fucked around and find out. That's
it. And that's the problem. This is over a hot dog, bro. At a hot dog stand.
Oh boy. And I was talking about the comparison between her and that woman who shot the black woman. They she was held on a $3 million bond.
$3 million.
And that woman, Lorenz, who shot the black woman in Florida, $100,000 bond.
And you should see the stupid ass charges that they gave this woman. Okay,
but I think that's probably why
they want to go for manslaughter. Okay, they don't want to charge her for murder. They want to go for manslaughter, which is a step down because you have to be able to prove mens res. And if anybody in their right mind would see that there's mens res when you're shooting through your door.
Yeah, but the sad part, Kim, is the latest update is that they don't plan on charging her. She's been released.
You see this shit?
So we'll see where that goes. Maybe there'll be a civil suit for that story. But
yes, but this story shows us again, and it's like back to back to back. As a black woman, do I feel protected? No.
Yeah, I think she should leave because yeah, there's a lot of people like he said outside of the baby mother that might be upset that she pretty much they will think that she got away with murder. Well, I'm sorry, it was a deserved murder. What the fuck are you doing?
Right?
He just came across the wrong woman to think that you could do that and get away with it with no repercussions. And lost his life. So we'll see what happens there.
Yes. Oh,
And
sorry. One thing I wanted to mention was that with this little boy.
mhm.
So this little boy looked like his mama's been training him.
Oh yeah, he's a straight A student. He's like a
She's
everything
no, but I think she was training him to
from
use a
time.
gun.
Yeah, the way he went and just felt comfortable with it. Yeah.
Not just that he felt comfortable, but his shot was pretty good.
Mhm.
Okay, for a 14-year-old boy in a high pressure situation to respond the way that he did and to shoot to kill. He didn't shoot just to shoot. He didn't
Mm.
shoot all over the place. He didn't accidentally shoot somebody else. He
Mhm.
shot to kill. And this mother obviously had to train her son, who is an honor roll student, who's just trying to do the right thing out in these streets. She had to have trained him how to hold a gun, how to be comfortable with a gun.
That's
He
true.
was he was ready for it. He
Yeah,
was
because
ready
some
for
kids
it.
would have been panicked and wouldn't know what to
Yeah,
do.
they would have handshaking. He could have all shot his mom,
Mm.
but he was a dead straight shot. He went right for the chest, right for the back of the neck, through the chest.
Wow.
Okay, so yeah, this little boy though, I am concerned for you.
Mm.
I hope that both you and your mother get counseling separately and together. But I'm on your side, young man. You did what you were supposed to do, and that is protect your family. I don't care if it was your sister, your mama, your cousin. You did what was right. This young man, to me, he's a hero. To me, he's a hero because even though his mama was telling him to go sit back down in the car, he was like, "Oh hell no, mama, not today."
Mm.
So, I pray for both of them,
Yeah.
but they need to come the hell up out of Chicago quick, fast, and in a
Oh
hurry.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And the city of Chicago should front the bill for the whole damn thing.
Yeah, we'll
That's what
see
I
what
think.
happens with the case with the lawsuit. So we'll go on to
Music review?
a quick movie review. So I saw The Little Mermaid 2 or 3 weeks after I meant to. I think it came out May 27th. I like
Mm-hmm.
last week of May, and I saw it. So yeah, like pretty much a whole month after it came out. No problem with that. Theater was still packed. Oh my gosh, a couple of scenes I was like, oh god, I don't want my little niece to see me tearing up. But it was like, I think like a remake is always going to be a remake, and sometimes it can't capture what I appreciate about this, as you know, somebody who's seen a couple of other Disney remakes. Namely, I saw Mulan, which is pretty solid. I saw Lion King. I think that was the other, like, of the live action remakes. Those are the ones
Yeah,
I've seen, and those were just okay. And and I could have done without them, to be honest.
right. Mm-hmm.
But this one, they really brought something to this one that was like that Disney magic that is hard to recapture, I think, in the live action version of
Right.
these
Mm-hmm.
movies. And of course, um Halle Bailey, she carried this movie on her back, okay? She carried this
Mm-hmm.
whole
I believe it too.
movie on
Mm-hmm.
her back. Not only because sometimes you come and you just do your role. She brought everything that's supposed to be magical about this movie.
Mm-hmm.
She brought it, and I really like kind of the little nuances they made of the story. Essentially it's still the same story, but there's some little changes that
Right.
they had there, and very beautifully done. And who else? Ooh, there was another honorable mention. A lot of people were dissing the woman who plays Ursula. I really like Melissa McCarthy. Melissa McCarthy
I love her. She
is
is funny as hell. Like I
she is
can't.
so bloody
She
funny.
is so damn funny.
Like,
Okay.
so that's what I was kind of like wondering, is like how bad, like she can't, like she's not gonna bomb it, like, you know what I mean? Even it
Mm-hmm.
may not be what you expect, but she's not. So I actually think she did a solid she did a solid job. And obviously the assistant characters of Sebastian and the fish, can't remember the fish's name right now, my brain is like but very, you know what, very enjoyable, very touching, well worth watching. And Halle Bailey, she carried that whole movie on her back as far as I'm concerned. The performances
Mm-hmm.
made it really good. So everybody go watch it if you haven't seen it. And
Yes, and
so,
I will. I'm waiting to take my daughter.
oh
I
yes, you
was
said you're waiting
waiting,
for her birthday, right?
yeah, closer to her birthday because I want to make a whole day out of it. But
Mhm.
so I'm glad this is spoiler free
It's
because
spoiler. I
I
made sure it's
can't
spoiler free because Kim didn't watch it. Everybody, that's why.
please. And the little girl in me can't wait to see it either.
Yeah, you're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna enjoy it
Because
so
I know
much.
the first, like the actual animated movie, like I'm so curious to see how they changed, like turn that into reality. So
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that.
I had like a whole tear in my eye when I was
Mm-mm.
like, oh Lord, my niece is like, auntie, don't worry,
Yeah,
don't worry.
okay. Yeah, all right there.
I tried to be a G. Don't
Mm-mm.
sniffle. Just dab your tear and keep it moving. Oh, so box office wise, worldwide, it has made as of this weekend. I think over 525. So it was, I think it was 250 to make. So they've doubled. I think it's going to be
Wow.
like, I feel like it's going to be, a lot of people are criticizing because, yeah, the first week wasn't that. A lot of the time they want to make that in the first, make back at least the initial money within the first 2 weeks. So it took a while, but I think it's going to be a slow train. Like, I think it's going to
Yeah.
keep going because it's so good. It's one of those things where you're gonna can't deny that. Okay, well, it's an enjoyable movie, and
Right.
a lot of people are not watching this movie just once. Like I'd go and watch it again. So yeah, 500, double the profit. So they're in the green. So it's technically a
Well, that's
success.
the best part, the color to be in, my friend. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're gonna move into our lot of
Lord
mercy.
have mercy. Lord God.
Okay, and in this segment, I feel like we haven't done it in a while, and
Mm-hmm.
this is where we look at stories and incidences, and the only response we have is "Lord have mercy," or as us Jamaicans say,
Hallelujah, Lord.
"Lord have mercy," as our Jamaican would see it. And these are the kind of news that we see. Where like we think there needs to be a divine intervention. The Lord has to take the wheel, and
Please.
there's a reason why we didn't talk about the BT Awards in the news.
Yes.
And we were just like, it's there's too much going on. There's too much ratchetness and ghetto-ness going on in the BT Awards in
Can't.
2023. The BT Awards has come such a long way, and I kind of felt like they took 2 steps back this year. I don't know.
2 steps. That's 2 decades backwards.
Yeah, because
Shit.
BT's been pretty classy for the last few years, so I don't know, for a while now. So I don't know what happened. Then maybe it's a new talent or whoever chose the talent, but yeah, it was looking really rough. But before I get quickly into some of our winners and stuff and the drama why it needed to go to a lot of mercy, I just wanted to call out a couple of outfits, because there's a lot of bad outfits.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of bad, and oh, there's so much bad.
Yes.
Even the ones that I do like, there's a couple that's like, this is nice, but you could have got this tailored, fitted a little bit better.
Right. Right.
So call out to Summer Walker.
Yes. Thank you,
She's on the top of the
Jesus.
list. She looked very classy, beautiful. I love,
She
very
looked
subtle.
fly.
She
She
looked
looked
very, I
fly.
loved her look. Like, I think she's my favorite. Lotto looked nice, but I think there was a fitting. I feel like the fit wasn't that great for her to, like, if it was like tailored a little bit better, it would have been better. She would have looked more classy. And JT was my number two as well. JT was looking like a queen in all
Mm.
black. Although she ruined it with the drama,
Yeah, the dress was I. The
it's
dress was
all right, but
I.
but for in terms of like just like class, like the
Yes. Yes.
level of
Yes.
class and that it fit, like it may not be a wowzer, but I mean it's like it fits the occasion and
Yeah.
it fits her. Like that's the thing.
Yes.
I saw a lot of
Yes.
nice dresses, but I was like, whoa, that doesn't even they didn't fit that on you good. Like
Right.
Coco Jones, the fit was not her red carpet look. It's a beautiful dress, but I think they needed to fit that a little bit better. Like her breasts are barely covered. I know what they're going with it, but the fit is just off. So even though it's a nice dress, I think.
Talking about fits, look at Gorilla.
Oh gosh, that's another. I was going to bring her up.
Lord,
The thing is,
at the wheel.
the thing
Mister.
is, I like. Here's what I like. I like the bottom half, and I like that she tried to go that she went the classy route. attempted to, but the fit at the top and there's just too much going on at the top. Like the dress is already a shimmering and it has like the feather bottom, so that's already a statement. Then you have the cuff with the links and the gloves, and then what's going. Like yeah, that was
Yeah, more is not better. More
yeah
is
that
not better.
that could have been a win, but there's too much going on. Too much going
And
on.
you
But
know what? I feel like she is a very slender girl,
very tiny. Yeah.
very tiny girl. And I think that dress was kind of at certain points swallowing her. Like she
Mm,
was, how do they say it? The dress was wearing her
mm, I
and
agree.
she wasn't wearing the dress.
I agree.
I'm sorry. But you know what, Gorilla? I'm going to say this is a good attempt. It
A
was a good
very good
attempt. It
attempt.
was
I
a good
like the
start.
attempt. I like the
But
attempt.
we need a different stylist, my friend. We no don't talk to Keisha from the side avenue. You understand? Like we need a real stylist because Keisha had it a little bit, but then I don't know.
It fell
She messed
apart.
up at the
If
top part.
the top part was a
The
mess,
top part was just
and
not doing it.
and for the
And the
men,
hairstyle, the hair,
I
the hair.
I didn't mind the hair. It looks it's
It,
good.
it just, I think she would have looked nicer with like maybe more of an updo.
I see because it was loose. Yeah, and the thing is, again, because she's so tiny, that long head, like dense hair, is gonna swallow her all up.
And it's gonna, you see, she's slim, so elongating her neck,
Yeah,
what could have
having a
made that
shorter.
dress, it could have saved it. It
Oh,
could have
you're
saved
right. The
it.
shorter hairdo. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, something up, maybe up or shorter, like maybe at her ears or her neck.
Mm-hmm.
But because the thing that she had across the front where it covered her breast
Yeah.
was very thin, and I
Yeah.
felt
No, I
like
hate
maybe it
it.
would have balanced the dress better if she had more of an updo. Do you know? But
Yes. The whole upper
she's
body of
trying,
that
you
dress.
know.
She's trying, yeah. So I'll give her honorable mention. It was just too much going on.
Yes,
I
it was
can't
too
give her.
much, too much,
And
too
so
much.
for the men, I liked that actor. He's actually Jamaican, which always. Shamik Moore. He's the voice for Spider-Man universe, that new one that came out. So he's on there. He's done a bunch of things. I like him because he always gets edgy, but it's still masculine. Like
Yeah, yeah.
like like he's into the fashions and he's gonna do something different, but he doesn't get too it stays in the masculine realm, and that's what I like about him because he does get out there, but it's still very manly. And then second man, I think it was him, and there was one oh Dexter Daps, the reggae dancehall artist. He was
Yes,
looking dashing in his lime green
yes, he
suit.
was.
So and he had a nice rings, a nice accessories. So shout out to
Yes,
Dexter Daps representing for the Jamaicans. All right,
yes.
so
But
both
an honorable mention was Summer
yeah.
Walker's man,
He was what's his name, Meech?
Meech.
No, I have to look up Lil Meech. I didn't see him.
You
I
have to
have to.
look. You know what? I thought it was
He was wearing
like
no. Actually, I do recall he was wearing like all black,
he
right,
was
and
wearing all
sneakers.
black, but he had on a nice tux suit, like he had on a nice tux, but you could see it was all black. He had a nice. I just thought it was a nice classic look. Like
Yeah,
it
he
went
let.
well with Summer Walker.
I
I
was gonna
think they
say
balanced each other
he let her.
nicely.
He let her shine. He let her
Yeah,
shine.
he let her shine, right? As he should. As he should. But he had a little spotlight on him too. I thought he looked well put together. I thought he matched her well. I thought his
I mean,
decorum
he's keeping.
within the suit looked nice. Like he looked well put together.
Well,
You
I
know,
mean, he kind of just. I mean, he's wearing all black. He's
I
just
know,
wearing all
but
black.
sometimes that doesn't always translate well because I think you got to be cool. You got to
He
be
definitely
cool, calm,
carried.
and collective in
Yeah,
all
he
black.
definitely carried it well. He kept it simple, but he carried it well.
Exactly. And he let his woman shine. You know what
Yes.
I mean? And
Hmm.
he couldn't stop up on her. He was just up on
Well,
her and
remember with
love her,
all the drama on the news, he kind of, you know.
right? He knows
so
what he
that
has to do on the
so
red
that
carpet.
gets us to the biggest drama that I saw at the
Oh Lord.
BT Awards. Is JT. JT and Lil Uzi got into it because it was clear based on the videos and her literally yelling at him at the top. They're in the front row, like this was happening in the front row. First of all, let's
Big
recall
old drama.
And so opposed maybe Ice Spice was beside him and maybe he was greeting her or having some friendly conversation, as you should, as you sitting beside somebody in the industry in an award show. No need to be frosty and mean. And so she didn't like that. JT did not like that. And so we saw a video of her throwing the phone at little Uzi, calling him a friendly motherfucker.
Oh my
Um
god, it was
just
so.
getting completely thrown out of character, and I hated that for her. I really hated to see it. Um not there's I'm not saying she can't be in her feelings, but you don't do that.
Yeah, but take him to the side, bro.
Yeah.
Like take him to the side. Don't you pretty much stomped on this man's balls right in front of everybody. Because I
Yeah.
wanted to say, little Uzi, blink twice. You all right? Yeah, because
Mhm.
if I always say, when anybody is willing to abuse somebody publicly,
Mm.
I just wonder
Oh,
what's
behind
behind closed
closed
doors.
doors, they are fight. If you know, there's couples, and there's not like I'm not judging it, but there's some couples that is their love language. But don't come out of the place and be acting like that and dress nice. You look beautiful, and you have this man having you look a
A complete
complete ass
fool.
in the front row of the BT Awards. You kidding me?
Like,
I was so disappointed to see that. So JT was acting a fool.
she was
Uh
acting the damn fool. But I
then
will say,
hmm,
little Uzi, he kind of took it in stride.
he took it. He has to. He's like, that's right. You can only a man like that can deal with a woman like that. Like you need to be a guy who's calm, cool, and collected, and you just try and control the situation, calm her nerves. But
Well,
it
I was
sucks.
scared for him. I
But
was, because she was ready to knock him out. Like she was ready to knock him out. And it was scary because he talked to someone. Like he talked to the opposite
yeah,
sex.
you're both
You're in the
celebrities.
industry,
You're in the industry.
bro.
You have to be able to have be like, hey, hello, congrats. Like you come on, like rub
Why go to
shoulders.
the BET awards if you don't want your man to talk to the opposite sex?
It's just ridiculous.
But everybody is pressed with this Ice Spice. I don't
I
know why everybody's pressed with her. She
mm,
is a pretty girl. She looks different, and
mm.
maybe that's why people are pressed with her. But you know, JT, you kind of showed your colors, girl. Like you kind of showed the world how insecure you can be when your man just says hello.
Yeah,
That's sad. JT, get it together, girl. Get it together.
and then so they did a Patty tribute, and I kind of not Patty. They did a Tina Turner tribute, and Patty LaBelle was a part of it. And I am so upset. I'm upset, as Drake says, um, that they rushed into it because Tina Turner died what in May? I think she passed away in May.
Yeah.
A BT Awards is in June, and I feel like give it time and put together a decent show because it's probably rushed. So anyway, I didn't see it because I was already embarrassed, so I can't. I'm not even going to attempt to watch
No,
that.
I didn't want to watch it.
So
Mm-mm.
Patty flubbed the lyrics, but Patty LaBelle is notoriously known for not knowing her lyrics. Like her lyrics need to be in front of her on whether it's cards, or teleprompter, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so they're saying that the production was messed up because they had like they have some people standing in when there's performances that have some people come and stand
Mm-hmm.
in front like give it a concert feel,
Mm-hmm.
and they were blocking the teleprompter so she couldn't see, and so then that's how she started to flub the lyrics, and so
She forgot the damn lyrics.
no, of course
Listen,
she's no,
Patty.
she needs to see the lyrics. So there are people blocking the teleprompter. So tell Patty even in her own songs, like she's not good with lyrics. So if
Mm-hmm.
they had the production team had people standing in front of the teleprompter,
Mm-hmm.
and so she was screwed. She was
Mm-hmm.
screwed because one thing Patty's not going is going to mess up is if she doesn't have the lyrics in front of her, or there's going to be a problem. And I've
Yep.
seen it before with her. And so yeah, another thing I didn't appreciate. I feel like when you have Patty LaBelle, Tina was
Mm-hmm.
like had a big voice. Tina had a voice that went low to
Mhm.
high. It was like
Mhm.
very rock and roll. And even
Mhm.
the song they gave her, I think they said I saw the song that she was supposed to perform was the best, simply the best. I
Mhm.
don't even think Patty could have.
No.
I don't want Patty singing that song. I think Patty would have done good with Private Dancer. Um, I get the best. There's like a good inspirational
Mhm.
song, but Patty, give it time. BT didn't have to do it this year. That's all I'm gonna have to say. No, he didn't,
Yeah, they could have done it up
because that's a
properly, but
rush. Yeah, because a woman
mhm.
literally died 1 month before the BT Awards, so that's not enough time to really plan a
No.
real tribute. So disappointed with that. Come on, do better.
Yes.
And then the other thing was there are some performances. So there was a lot of, so the rap girlies are, there's a lot of rap girlies out, new rap girlies out this year, and great, kudos, amazing, right?
Mhm.
We have a girl with a song called, all I know is my coochie's pink, my booty hole brown. I don't know the actual name of the song, and I think her name is Sexy Red.
Yes, and she was acting the damn
She
fool
was
in the
acting a
back.
fool with money and a see-through a stripper dress. I was like, girl, come on, you're not a stripper. You
Right?
probably
And Krishan had to get up with her big belly pregnant and go,
Krishan pregnant, busting out of whatever she was wearing, being barely contained. At least let it fit. At least let it fit,
oh
girl.
gosh.
So that was like some of the ghetto mess that was happening. Other ghetto mess that there was, like,
Mhm.
what
But at
is
least
this?
Busta Rhymes got his,
Yes,
lifetime achievement.
I was gonna say my two highlight moments was Buster Rhymes getting his flowers with the Lifetime Achievement Award, and he got emotional. It was very beautiful, and he put on an amazing. What Buster Bus is always gonna put on a performance,
Yup.
and he brought back the roots of hip hop, which started with Cool Herc, a Jamaican man in Bronx,
Mhm.
and so that was amazing. So kudos to Buster. And another big moment that I was really happy to see was Coco Jones won for Best New Artist. Beautiful girl, beautiful song. I
Yes.
see you.
Very
I'm
talented
obsessed.
girl.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
she's plays Hillary on the new Fresh Prince. So very big things coming out from that girl. So I was happy
Mhm.
to see that. So that was, there was a lot. That was, it was not classy in terms of the
Not at
looks.
all. That
Um,
wasn't an award show. That was like we're in the strip club or something. I don't know.
so I'll get to the winners. Well, there was two ties that made no sense.
Mhm.
So when I talk about the nominations, we already know the BET awards in terms of like the actual awarding, how the people win and everything is questionable. But anyway, so best for album of the year was a tie between Beyonce and SZA. And I just like, how do you tie? Like, just have a winner. Like for album of the year, just have a winner. Like, stop this. Um,
Right? Kind of
and then the
nonsense.
other tie was best R&B male artist, which was Chris Brown and Usher. Again, I don't even know if they had full albums. I think maybe Chris Brown had an album last year. I don't know. Again, don't understand it.
He's on so many features. Like I don't even know if this man has an album anymore. Like honestly,
And
he's
yeah,
always a feature. Like, and it's good that you're getting
Chris
yourself
Brown,
out there.
right?
But
Chris Brown or Usher?
Chris Brown,
Yeah,
he's
he's
on.
a Usher
He's
king. He's a
feature
feature
king.
king. He's a feature king. Him and Future are feature kings, and Drake. Drake as much. Drake features people, but Drake gets featured on a lot of shit.
But he
Um.
also has his albums coming out.
Mhm,
Like he features, but they're usually pertaining to his album.
mhm.
Like the songs are on his album. Or they're involved with a song on his album.
Yeah,
I'm
there's
just saying,
usually a
Chris
back
Brown,
and
like you're
forth.
the feature king. I need an album. I need an album.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think he had one. I just don't know when, if it would fall, like how he had one last year. But like again, the BET Awards, how they do.
Lackluster.
Yeah, yeah, he's like, he pumps out quantity, not quality. I hate to say it, but it's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, that's interesting. Okay, video of the year was SZA Kill Bill.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yes,
actually,
she
the very
did good
good.
on that.
That was
Yeah.
a really good video, actually, very creative. Because especially with videos, people don't pay attention to videos, good videos.
No. Yeah.
Best male hip hop artist was Kendrick. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Best female hip hop artist was Lotto. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mad at that. And best group. Oh, this is weird. This is like Drake and 21 Savage.
Mm-hmm.
And best collaboration, Wait for You. Yeah, that was the biggest song last year. I will wait for you. Future featuring.
Yes, yes.
That song. You couldn't get away from that song. So
No, you
okay,
couldn't.
not mad at that. They
And it's
BT.
not that Future doesn't make good music. He does. He just needs to keep his personal life on the wraps.
Yeah,
That's
no.
all I'm saying.
One thing I could say is like Future's been dropping some weight for a while. He's been
Yeah.
dropping some weight. So yeah, that was the BT Awards. I hope all the backlash this year makes him get back to the class.
Mm-hmm.
Is there's nothing wrong with featuring new artists, but like what the fuck? Like contain them. I guess what one thing I could say all the ghetto-ness did was there's a lot of viral moments, I guess. I don't know if that's what they were aiming for, but
Yeah, but there were viral moments for the wrong thing. See,
mm,
back in my day, when you actually got to see an award show, it was to honor the people that deserved the award. And I find that there was less of us honoring those people and more focusing on the people causing this ratchet behavior.
mhm,
Those people went viral, not so much the people that won or that worked their
true.
ass off to win. Outside of Bust the Bus, I mean, Bust the Bus should have got this from a long time ago. So people were kind of, you won't forget that he got it, right?
And
But there was so much outside drama that I didn't see too much of the stage and like, because usually they'll have recaps of what happened.
mhm.
I saw more of the ratchetness than I saw anything else.
Yes, and
So I'm
that's why I
sorry,
was,
this wasn't an award show for me. This was a night in the club. Okay. And all the ratchetness came out that night. And sad to say, but BT, we need to sit down and reevaluate. Everybody needs to have a board meeting and we need to sit down and reevaluate. But
and then they want to wonder why the
mm-hmm.
big stars who gave out some big awards. I don't think any of the big people were there.
No,
So and this is why BT keep it classy,
yes.
right?
But you know what? We are gonna definitely wrap up the show.
Mm-hmm.
We were gonna have a little discussion in our workup, but you know what? I think we'll do that maybe the next time
Yeah.
around
Yep.
because time is running out. And
Yes.
so we will say that we hope that your hearts and minds were activated on this week's show. So whether you lead with your heart or your mind, please stay passionate and thoughtful. We'll holler back next week or sometime soon. Okay. Alrighty. Bye.
Bye.